Hi, everybody. Give me a second. 1 second. Do. This is good music. It's free music. Free music. I get to keep it. Hi, Alex. Hi. Wait a minute. You can hear me, right? Yep. Oh boy. Let me turn this down. Okay. Well, hi. Somebody in the chat works at Twitter, and I was kind of astonished by that. Hi, Twitter employee, ex-employee, Mr. Smith. How's that going for you? What do you do there? That'd be fun. I would do it. Also, I don't think my chat's working today for some reason. The chat box on screen give me an error. I gotta fix it next time. Define good books. What do you read? What are you you say you like to read? Name 5 books. Name 3 books. Huh? Can't do. Oh, what's that? Can't do it. I like the Game of Thrones books. Oh yeah. That's not what it's called. You know that, right? You know that's not what it's called, right? Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about? Of course that's what it's called. Plebeian. Miserable fucking pathetic normie. What are you talking about? I read all of them. Why don't you Google it then? Google it. Google the title. Okay, I'll Google it right now. It's called Game of Thrones. Oh, wait a minute. It's called Song of Ice and Fire. Uh-oh. Oops. Pathetic. Anyway, I saw a meme of that go viral yesterday or something. It was funny. It's that kid from the Game Awards making fun of some girl. She's like, I like Game of Thrones and I really like Twilight. He's like, name 3 books. It's funny. Drinking some coffee, boys. Sorry. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Lofti Lounge. I think what I'm going to start doing, because Anime Matsuri was a week and a half ago or whatever, and ever since then I've been kind of lazy, depressed and tired and busy all at the same time. Lazy in that whenever I have free time I play video games. Depressed because I don't have enough time to do everything I want to do right now. And then working a lot. I picked up a couple of freelance jobs. Anyway, I really just want to play Armored Core, and then so I can beat it and then finish and ready for Starfield, so I can play that. And then I'm trying to beat Baldur's Gate. Can't do it. It's too long. Hi everybody. Oh, hi Josh. Hi Donnie or Ronnie, DJ Ronnie. Anyway, nursing a hangover. Nah, I haven't really been drinking that much lately. I've been watching streams. Watched some Camelot stream this morning, I think, and then I think it was this morning. And then the biggest show in the universe, is that what it's called? With Movie Cynic and Little Platoon. I want to go on there. Sometime. That looks like a fun stream. Very fun. I've streamed with Movie Cynic and Vex before and Little Platoon. Anyway, we're gonna talk about some books today, because you know what? I just didn't want to do a solo stream, and I was like, well, what do we talk about? So I thought I looked through. I have a big list of all these solo stream ideas, and this was a good one because Dune just got delayed, so I can vent a little bit. Dune got delayed until March because of the writer's strike, because they're dumb, because WB made a bad decision, in my opinion, because Dune would have made money, a lot of money. Doesn't matter that they can't promote the book. That movie would have made a lot of. Look at Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer is going to hit like what, $900 million. I understand the memes, the viral memes are a big part of that, but like Dune doesn't really need Timothée Chalamet or Zendaya to go out and talk about it. I don't think it does. I mean, it's a big IMAX movie. Anyway, what do you guys think? Little Platoon is a fed plant. That's wild. He's like, what if Little Platoon is Mahler? And he just changes his voice slightly. And then he doubles up on like YouTube ad revenue. He's like fooling all of us. At this point, the director should strike too. No, the directors can't. They already signed a contract. But yeah, the directors... Look, the directors just want to make their movies. And the... I don't know, man. That whole thing is wild. I'm back and forth with it. I'm like, I support a lot of the residual requests, like an increase so that actors can see some pay, you know, because I get residuals from YouTube and from Twitter now. You know, like a month goes by and a check will pop up. Oh, I'm Twitter monetized, and then I get a check and it's like, oh, I made some money off of that tweet, that big viral tweet that, you know, I did a month ago. I kind of feel like actors have always used to get that in the past, and then recently with streaming, they need to renegotiate that. But a lot of the other shit, I'm just like, I talked about this already before. I'm not gonna go into it again. But like the writers' room requirements and all this stuff, and like minimum quotas and things just kind of bother me. Yeah. Anyway, Dune is delayed, man. It's like the bummer because it's funny because I don't have this on my screen. I was gonna pull it up, but Dune. I'll pull it up. Give me a second. Empire Magazine. Where's it at? Empire Magazine just had a cover of Dune on it. Here it is. Let me pull it up on my thingy. Where's the books thing? There it is. Whoops. Empire Magazine just did this big, you know, 2-part thing of Dune, and it's funny because it says you know, planet-sized exclusive, and then down here it says, I don't know if you can see my screen. It says, the battle for Arrakis is about to begin. Your ultimate guide to the spice-dusted worm-riding movie event of the year. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Like this is supposed to come out like already. It was already like, you know, ready to come out, and then they delayed it. It looks kind of dumb now. I don't know if they're gonna run this whole thing again in 4 months from now, or what are they gonna do? Not sure what's going to happen with that, but oh, we got a 5 months membership from Agamemnon. How have I been doing that for members for that long? Holy moly. Agamemnon says, yo, Lofty, what's been happening, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hi. What's been happening? I'm just busy and trying to play games, and I want to really work on my comic book. That's what I really want to do. I might have to... Oh, I have new music. I have new little alert box thingy-majigs. See that? Yeah, I would love to work on my comic book, man. Just like go spend... I might actually have to dial back my social media for a couple months just to officially start working on it. Is this as bad as Betty White celebrating 100 issues? Betty White, man, she's 100. I don't know. Well, before we get into my book collection. Oh, I just I'll go over some news here. Apparently Ridley Scott has a 4.5-hour cut of Napoleon that I would love to see. I said released the Ridley cut. Covers his Josephine's life before she met Napoleon. Probably more. This would probably be a better cut for this movie in particular, because Napoleon is such an epic figure that's why this movie, a lot of people have been trying to make Napoleon movies. I'm pretty sure Stanley Kubrick was going to make one. Who else was on board with it, with the Napoleon biopic? I can't remember. It wasn't David Lynch. No, it was somebody else. Anyway, I'm kind of excited for that. I hope he releases it. Playing some Armored Core lately. This boss is really, really hard. Boss is so hard. Let me the music down a little bit. But yeah, whoops. Oh, that's that dumb thing. Oh man, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I thought this was funny. I was like, somebody was like, I love VTubers because they have a career that spans 2 years before retiring, and we all cry together like it was Robert De Niro stepping down. And I said, no one's gonna cry. No one's gonna cry when I step down. I'm the Rupert Grint of VTubers. Like this guy. First of all, we look the same. Second of all, we nobody gives a shit about this guy. I mean, he's in a couple shows like The Servant. He's also in Knock at the Cabin, but like if he quit acting, nobody would care. But he's cool. I like him. He's a good actor on in Knock at the Cabin. He gives a really good performance for like 10 minutes. What's going on with chat here? Ridley Scott has a 4.5 hour cut of 5 seconds. Waterloo movie? Oh, I've never seen it. I won't graduate. I'm not gonna. I haven't even had a debut. So I don't know if you guys in chat know much about VTubing, but there's this thing called graduation. Well, yeah, it's funny. Oh, I gotta pull this up. Where's the Gargura thing? Hold on, let me pull this up. The Gargura, the Streamy Awards were last night. And I think Gargura won Best VTuber. This is funny though. So, Rev Desu says Gargura wins VTuber of the year, and Twitter users are seething and calling her AI. So look at this. Gargura wins award for VTuber at for best VTuber. And then some people are saying, I have no words. They giving awards to AI now? Seems so. And then what's a VTuber? Hello? Some real content creators lost to AI. It's the VTuber category. Also, why are you hating? Never heard of them. It's funny, man. I'm surprised that people who are commenting under the Streamy Awards, like that people that are at least paying attention to this, don't know what a VTuber is. You know what I mean? Isn't that weird? Like, would these people live under a rock? Yeah, we're all AI. I'm not real. Whoever was at Matsuri was a fake poser, and that was not me. What's a VTuber? Anyway, I just thought that was funny. No, I haven't even had it. So the graduation thing is weird. Like some VTubers will be like, I'm tired of doing this. So they'll just like pretend to graduate. It's like this weird. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they're forced to do it. Other times they just don't want to do it anymore. But I didn't even start my debut because what I'm going to do eventually is get an actual rig, like a $2,000 VTuber rig, and then I'll probably do like a whole debut stream, and I'll probably do I'll probably make fun of the debut streams because I just don't feel like taking it seriously. But like I might just, it'll be funny. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna stop doing YouTube or anything. What was I saying? Oh yeah, go back to here. Oh, this is my favorite. I love this meme. I made it, but I still like it. I'll get this chat box out of here. Okay. Wait a minute, where's it at? Where's the thing? It says, oh, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There was a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird, weird. So we didn't do that this time. And then Ken goes, we don't need you. We have patriarchy. Gallops away with $1 billion. It's funny, man, because it's true. Do you know that how much Ryan Gosling influenced the box office of the Barbie movie? You realize that, right? I mean, it was going to make a lot of money either way, but this guy sold many, many millions of tickets or whatever, thousands. The first book is called Game of Thrones, though, so that is literally a title of the book. I'm just reading chat. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway, I just wanted to go over a little bit more news stuff because then we're gonna get into the my book collection. Donald Trump. I made a Trump meme. It's the gorillas. It's Trump, Kim, Harambe, and Gosling. Sigma days. This is all AI art. Took me like 20 minutes. It's pretty cool. I don't really. I use it to like shitpost AI. And I use it to like come up with cool concept art. I'm like, people still get butthurt about it. They still get pissed off. They see this and they go, you use AI art? You have a blue check mark on Twitter? Whoa, you're an idiot. That's what they do, guys. They treat it the same as like NFTs. It's really cringe. Trump got a mugshot. That was funny. I made a funny meme of Nick Rekieta. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't think we can watch this because it has Backstreet Boys music. Whoops.
Shit! I just got soaked. So did my computer and mic. Holy shit! Oh no, there's another one. Oh, God damn it!
I just like mashed them together, like, because he got attacked by a sprinkler, and instead I have him getting attacked by sexy images of Camelot. That was funny. Oh, here's my Don Chaney album. Don Chaney album. They put me in chains. In 2024, I will release yours. I just thought that was funny. Look, Trump's a wild guy. He's a wild dude. Starfield's coming out. This is that thing, that Dune thing I was telling you about. That's pretty much it. And then there's this embarrassing. The existence of this is embarrassing. Robin Hood on Global Stack TV. And I said, I love how over the top racist this is. Look at this. Forest and Sherwood Street. Forest and Sherwood Street. This is crazy. This is so stereotypically cringe and racist. She's gonna rob that hood, isn't she? She gonna rob this hood. I'm telling you, that's the vibe that I'm getting. I'm not even trying to be racist. That's what this is doing. This is saying all of the racist things, and I'm just like echoing it. Anyway, it's pretty much it for the news. Let's see if I can get my my book collection in the background here. Give me a second. Bookie book. Photos. What was I saying? Oh, chat. If you want to, I was going to ask you guys, if you want to give me a recommendation, by the way, of your favorite book ever, and you have to pick one. You can't pick two. I'm just curious what we got, what kind of stuff we got going on. Actually, this is not working. Give me a second. Oh, here it is. It's working. Okay. I kind of conglomerated all of my book collection into like a corner of my room behind my I have a bar, and this used to be like a bar with alcohol and stuff, and I would like serve drinks and stuff. Anyway, I turned it into a little cozy corner with books, a book collection. Robin Nuffins. Well, look, the problem with suggesting, I was reading chat for a second. Someone said, we got to know what you like to suggest. Well, I like a lot of, it's the same thing with movies. It's like, I'm not one of those people that have like a genre. For books though, I like sci-fi. I guess that's my favorite genre. Probably. But I like anything, really. I like nonfiction. Oh, so if you guys want book, oh, The Road, yep, I have it, dude. I love it. If you guys want book recommendations, pay attention because I got some really good ones. And also, I have allergies, so I'm sniffling. If you like, what was I gonna say? Oh, audiobooks. Audiobooks lately have been lifesaver because that's what I've been listening to. I don't have a lot of time to sit down and read. So I guess we could talk about it. See what's going on. So this is my book. Wait, what is going on? What is this? I don't want this. Get out of here. Okay. I just took a bunch of photos because I can't really do this live. So here's a good one. I guess we could start. Let's see. What do we want to start here? With this one. Start with this one. I have a bunch of different shelves. This one. Now, I have a Jordan Peterson poster, and then right below it is 12 Rules for Life. Right here. 12 Rules for Life. I like this book. I got this poster when I met him in person, and pretty cool. I went to a book signing, and I went to a speech, and he gave like a really good lecture. Coffee is the best. Anyway, up here, so a little background on me. I went to school for English. I was going to be an English teacher, and then I was like, no, never mind. I don't even think I have to like explain why I decided not to do that. And then so like 2 years in college was me just doing English lit, reading, studying whatever I needed to do. And then I switched halfway through college to a different major, and I kind of combined some of my English classes, and I created a major actually. Yeah, where I went to school, we could make our own. We could actually create our own major, and it was actually called a multidisciplinary major. Multidisciplinary studies. Anyway, I did that in college. And what was I gonna say? Oh, hold on, my YouTube's being weird. I combined all of my stuff into cultural film and digital media studies. That was my major. Anyway, that was fun. That was a fun 2 years, my senior year and my junior year of college, because I got to do whatever I wanted. Anyway, I took I did journalism, digital media, poetry, creative writing, stuff like that. So all these books here, like I have, actually, let me zoom in. Let's see. Let me it's a little bigger, a little wider. I have, get out of here. I don't want this on here. Well, whatever, it's just in the way. I have Japanese language book of verbs, because I was going to teach English in Japan. I have a bunch of Japanese books. Digital media, blah, 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 story stuff, Rolling Stone, interviews. This is like kind of book stuff that I got in school. Oh, this is a good book. Waiting on the Weather, right here. Waiting on the Weather is a Kurosawa book about Akira Kurosawa. And then, okay, let's see. What do I got down here? Got some poetry, postmodern poetry. This book, Embodied Visions, is fantastic. It's like about how to kind of analyze film in the how to think about art and specifically film in the context of sort of biological archetypes in a way, or like psychological archetypes, but it's very much about ancestral not hereditary, what's another word I'm looking for, but like how our brains work, basically, like hunter gatherer all the way up till now, right? And why some stories are resonate with you more than others. Like, for example, adventure stories tend to resonate with us because we used to sort of have to be more adventurous as a species. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into it, but it's a really good, it's a very scholarly book. It's not really, it's kind of for college, campus kind of studies. But anyway, that's a good book. I got Rumi poetry. I got Side Effects, Woody Allen comedy. I got How to Write Fiction. And then down here I have the Eco video game biopic. I'm not biopic. Book adaptation. Game to book adaptation. I got George R.R. Martin wrote a book called Fever Dream, which is down here. Fever Dream right here. It's a vampire. Oh, hi Flaccid. All you got to do is standard kicks is give them vocalized quizzes, and my brother gives me books for birthday, Christmas. Nice, DJ Ronnie. What's up, Flaccid? What's up, Anon Yamos? Oh, you've been here. Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of this stupid thing. I don't know what this means. Ancestral memory, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, I have as you can see, I have the Inferno in the middle there. Dante's Inferno. This book on the right called Silence. I'll talk about it a little bit more later. It's one of my favorite books ever. It's about Portuguese missionaries in Japan in the 1500s. And they're trying to convert the local Japanese population into Christianity, and they are tortured to death. Well, not they, but like some people are tortured to death. Others are forced to apostatize and give up their religion because the shogunate or the government or the emperor says so. And they didn't like westernization. They did not want it. They didn't want it. They wanted to remain, loyal to the emperor and loyal to, the hierarchy in, the Japanese society. Very good book. Fucking amazing book. Martin Scorsese adapted it into a movie, which is also really good. Really good movie adaptation. Next to that is As I Lay Dying, William Faulkner. Have you ever read Faulkner? You guys ever read William Faulkner? That's one I would recommend. That is one that I recommend. William Faulkner. Let me get this shit out of the way. There we go. William Faulkner. Good stuff. As I Lay Dying. Ready Player One next to that. Kind of a fun book. Next to that one is a book called, right down here, The Roadside Picnic. Now, if you're a video game fan, have you ever played the game Stalker? Right? This book is the original. This is what inspired it. Okay. It's called Roadside Picnic. Now, I wish I could just pull all these out and show you, but I can't get to them at the moment. But it's just a great book. It's called Roadside Picnic. It influenced the movie Stalker, which is a Russian sci-fi film in the 70s. And then that movie in the book influenced the video game series. But it's really about this alien civilization that landed on Earth. Then, oh wait, why did my music stop? Give me a second. There we go. It landed. So this alien civilization landed on Earth. Then they left, and this is all before the book even starts. They left, and what sort of happens is like there's these people that are basically venturing into the radioactive area where the aliens like were inhabited for a couple years, and it's radioactive and they don't know what else is in there, and they're trying to find these like things, these like alien artifacts that the aliens left behind, and they're trying to make sense of them. And they describe it as, oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. I got a panda bear. Who was that? Oh, somebody subscribed. Thank you. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it's scary. Oh no, the alien. So the way they describe it is the picnic analogy is this: aliens land just as humans would go set up a picnic in the middle of the park. And then the humans would leave, pack up their stuff and leave, right? Well, sometimes we leave shit behind, like a soda can or some crumbs, from a banana bread, or or some sort of like maybe a handkerchief or something. Anyway, random human shit, right? Meanwhile, the little ants that live there in the ground are coming up to this thing and they're like, "What the fuck is this thing?" And it's just like a soda can, but they're like, "What is it?" And that's kind of the analogy that they come up with in this book, which is like, we don't know what any of this shit even does or what its purpose is. And it could be harmful, it could be harmless, and doesn't, you know what I mean? It's just a cool idea, a very cool idea. So that's that. That was that area. Right? Anyway, that's a good book. That's one of the ones I highly recommend you guys check out. It's a Russian novel. It's very, very, very good. Here we go. All right. Now, up at the top. Okay. At the top, like, I can't grab this. Is manga. Now, I have way more manga than this. This is just my stuff that I couldn't fit. I have volume 1 of Vagabond. I have Samurai Deeper Kia Sandland, which is Akira Toriyama. Right? Akira Toriyama right here. One of his other stuff. Onimusha, and then Wolf Children. Anyway, it's just kind of like random manga. Random manga. Hey, Cal Shire. Good to meet you. What's up, buddy? Thank you for joining, or if you were the person that subbed, I appreciate it. I couldn't really see, it went by too fast. These, I'm gonna zoom in on these. Give me a second here. Wow. Can't do that, actually. I have to do this. These books in the middle here are just some like classic collection stuff from like Barnes and Noble, right? So I have Underworld by Don DeLillo. Don DeLillo is a good author. Okay, he wrote White Noise. They made it into a movie with Adam Driver, White Noise, about the tanker explosion last year. Or it came way before that, but it was a weird, eerie kind of parallel. Dubliners, and then there's Heart of Darkness, which is Apocalypse Now, basically, the original. Except it was set in the Congo, I believe. Heart of Darkness is if you like Apocalypse Now, kind of recommend this book. I recommend it. It's called Heart of Darkness. Joseph Conrad. A couple other like classics. What do we got here? I don't even know what I have here. Whoops. Let's see. Hard to see. Trying to read. Oh, The Picture of Dorian Gray. For some reason, it's not letting me. Oh, I have to do this. There we go. That's why this thing zooms in. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Fantastic book, by the way. The Wasteland, T.S. Eliot. By the way, Jules Verne is one of the best authors ever in the history of the world right here. And Journey to the Center of the Earth might be his master. Like, well, he has like 10 masterpieces, but this might be his best one, I think, in my opinion. War of the Worlds is incredible. And then I have Robert Frost. And then a collection of short William Faulkner short stories. And then I have George Orwell here on the right, 1984. But on the other side of this shelf, I have The Strain. You guys remember this show? Kind of sucked, but it's Guillermo del Toro's vampire trilogy. You ever see this? It's actually not a great show, and he directed like the pilot, and then somebody else took over, and you could tell. Anyway, they're pretty good books. I don't like recommend them unless you're kind of a real like you're diving. You need like some sort of vampire content. They're actually pretty good. I would recommend Interview with the Vampire and over this one though. Interview with the Vampire. It's a great book. But yeah, that's that shelf. And then at the bottom, I have a bunch of Marvel stuff, and I have a bunch of Marvel stuff. Whoops. Really hard to see. This is a disaster. This whatever this Google Photos is, the terrible quality. I'm not even gonna read these to you. It's just a lot of shitty modern stuff. Batman Nightfall, like, you know, Original Sin, Old Man Logan, Inhumanity, Eternals, Infinity Saga. I had the Dark Tower, Stephen King's The Dark Tower, and Marvel volumes. Not too much. Journey is dated, but still amazing. Dude, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Holy shit. That is such a cool novel because it peaks that you're, I don't know if any of you guys have the same sort of like weird fantasy of like the center of the earth having life inside of it, but like it's just such a cool idea. And then but like the first half of the book is like, I love this is one of my favorite things about storytelling. I love when a story like, let's say, Journey to the Center of the Earth, where you could also throw in Jurassic Park, when the setup is even more interesting than the payoff. For example, in Journey to the Center of the Earth, the first like half of the book, when they're trying to figure out basically how to get there, and then there's all these like doubts that they have, and then they're like motivations, and then these discoveries like caves and like random cave diving, like, you know, kind of discoveries. And it's just, the setup to that book is so brilliant. And the same with Jurassic Park, by the way. Jurassic Park's setup is so fucking cool. It sets up this idea of cloning and everything and dinosaurs in a way that feels sort of believable, the way people react to it. Like, it's sort of, they don't believe it. Some of them don't believe it's possible. And then when like the one dinosaur shows up on the beach and like kills a family, I think it slaughters a family, like one of those dinosaurs, one of the little ones, or it kills a little girl or something. It's very like eerie, and it's the slow burn at the beginning of that book is so good. I love setups like that like really hook you, because a lot of the time an ending or a climax can be really difficult to like pay off. Like, it's just not as easy, I think, to pull off. But I highly recommend Journey to the Center of the Earth. Jack, the Mummy. What are you talking about? The Mummy? Oh yeah, Marvel Dark Tower was pretty good. I think is really good. One of my favorite artists, Jay Lee, did the art to that book. Unbelievable artwork. Oh my god. Brendan Fraser. Oh yeah, dude, I didn't watch the movie. Not gonna ever watch that movie. Is it really that good? I thought it looked terrible. Scorpion King was pretty bad. You know what? Bad Take Lofty coming in hot right here. Bad Take Lofty. Somebody clip it. I'm not a huge fan of The Mummy. I just watched it again recently, and here's the problem. It just has sort of a very dated and sort of cliche opening, and it takes a little while for me to like really get into the movie. And it's not even, if I'm comparing it to like Raiders of the Lost Ark, like there is no question that Raiders is a much higher tier masterpiece of like filmmaking. The Mummy is fine, but it has a nostalgia for so many people, and I think that's why so many people are in love with it. watched it again recently, and I'm telling you, it's sort of kind of like a mid opening, and it's just, and parts of the middle and later part of the movie are really fun and entertaining, but it's not great in my opinion. Lofty take. Hey, Flamenco. See? Flamenco joins and I have the worst take imaginable, and then he leaves. That's my luck. That's my luck. Lofty, that's the point. I don't know, buddy. Sometimes I try not to let nostalgia get in the way of like I think the Ninja Turtles 90s movies are like kind of shitty, but like they're very fun to watch. Like, but they're not the best movies of all time. Right. But yeah, that's just kind of how. Anyway, what was I doing here? Oh, we finished that one. Get out of this. What is going on here? Oh, we didn't do this one. This is a little shelf here. We can go into this one. This is my sci-fi shelf, I think, or something. 99 or 59? No, I'm talking about the 99 Mummy. The Mummy was surprisingly good for what it was. Yeah. You can ban me from my own channel. Here's my some of my favorite sci-fi books. Back to Good Take Lofty. Here we go. Ray Bradbury's Something Wicked This Way Comes. Top 3 favorite books of all time. There's something about Ray Bradbury that is magical, and I'll probably talk about that in a little bit. Neil Gaiman, American Gods, actually pretty good book. Also great audiobook. Stranger in a Strange Land, haven't read it yet. I still haven't read this one, but apparently it's amazing. Robert Heinlein. Then we got some H.P. Lovecraft. Then we got Isaac Asimov, Gods Themselves. I haven't read this either. I haven't, but I've read Foundation. Asimov, really good author. Here's another Bradbury. Zen and the Art of Writing. Up there with On Writing. Stephen King's On Writing and this one are the best books I've ever read about writing. Zen and the Art of Writing is fantastic. If you want to be a writer, you should read this. Then we have Now and Forever, couple short novellas. Bradbury, and then we have From the Dust Returned, Ray Bradbury short story collection, another one. I'm a big Bradbury fan, big time. H.P. Lovecraft, Book of Horror, Stephen King's On Writing, and then this is a great collection right here by guys. Sci-fi. It's called Mind-Blowing Sci-Fi, the Mammoth Book of Mind-Blowing Sci-Fi. Excellent short stories. If you just want like good science fiction short stories, pick this book up. Really, really fun. That's my little shelf there. I'm going to read chat for a second. American Gods audiobook. It is good stuff. What's your favorite book, Flamenco? Or genre? Neil Gaiman Graveyard Book and Neverwhere. Oh yeah, Neverwhere is really good. I don't have Neverwhere, but I read it. It's really good. Foundation series. Yeah, dude. I need to read them again and then watch the show. Probably should avoid watching the show, but kind of looks good. He has a large fan following, not because of his personality. Who's that? Who are you talking about? Oh, Brendan Fraser. I don't know. Anyway, these are really good sci-fi books, guys. I recommend all these. Highly recommend these. Now, there's a ton of other good ones I don't have. For example, I don't have Frankenstein, but that's an amazing science fiction novel. I don't have I can't think off the top of my head what I don't have. But oh, here's another one. Here's another shelf. By the way, I used to hear this. Tell me if you think this is a cool stream idea. I have a fuck ton of ancient EGM and games and gamer and Edge magazine issues from early 2000s. Do you guys have any of this shit? Did you used to collect like Nintendo Power or any old gaming magazines? I was obsessed with this shit. Game Informer, I had a subscription to Game Informer, right? Lofty's hate for Brendan Fraser. Dude, The Whale, I gave The Whale 5 stars out of 5. I got shit for that because for some reason people didn't love that movie. Well, some people did. But I am not a Brendan Fraser hater. I think he's amazing. I have a bunch of let's see here. What else we got? GamePro? Yeah, GamePro. Of course, GamePro. Fan club magazines, Star Trek. Dude, I have walkthroughs. Didn't take a picture of it, but I have Final Fantasy VII strategy guide from that. I got it when I was like 10, and I still have it. It's in terrible condition because I read it a million times, and I ripped the back page off. And I have the map somewhere else. I used to use it as a poster. I love the world map in that game. Anyway, I have all these things. What I was gonna say is, I thought about doing. You know, it's funny. Okay, humor me for a second. I thought about doing sort of a joke ASMR stream. Okay, where now part of me thinks I'm curious how many views I would get because those are incredibly popular videos. And I listen to them all the time. I actually have a streamer where not a streamer, a YouTuber where I listen to him talk about NASA and astrology or astronomy. And he just kind of like talks real quiet, and I play it at night, and then I'll just kind of fall asleep like learning about outer space. Anyway, I thought about doing an ASMR stream where I read old video game magazines and just kind of like in a real like casual, like, you know, vocal tone and talk about 2003 when Oblivion was first announced, and you know, people were like, oh, Bethesda. I don't even remember what happened in 2003, but I think that'd be funny. I could just do a regular stream, talk about the stuff, but the ASMR thing, I was like, well, what can I do ASMR? I'm not gonna do fucking I'm not gonna like whisper about fucking degenerate shit. It is cringe, Flaccid, but depends on how you do it. I'm telling you, I listen to another guy who talks about history. I listen to oh man, what's this? This one girl talks about the origins of like vampires and werewolves and shit. And I just, before I fall asleep, if I can't sleep, I'll put one of those on. But anyway, let's get back to these things are sick, dude. I'm telling you, I love looking through every once in a while. And like, you'll go back and be like, oh, remember when Ninja Gaiden came out and everyone was like hyped over it and people were like, this is really hard. This game is so hard. I just like love going back and kind of being nostalgic for like early 2000s, like gaming, hype and things like that. I still have Star Fox preview, Nintendo Power. Dude, that's sick. I like Isaac Arthur. You like, who's Isaac Arthur? Anon says, get a Gunpla kit and talk about how you're building it in painstaking detail, but don't show any of it. Make sure to get the plastic snapping sounds. That's torture. But yeah, I wish the old Dragon magazines, fantasy. Yeah, I just did do gaming stuff, basically. That's what I used to collect. Bass Player, the $4.99. Possible hot take, but I prefer pre-Cthulhu Lovecraft to post-Cthulhu Lovecraft, and I prefer Poe to Lovecraft. Holy shit. It's actually not that big of a hot take. It's actually not. I don't know the chronology, but I'm assuming oh, hi. Got a little bit of a delayed alert there. Thank you again, buddy, for the super chat. But I think basically what you're saying is you prefer the Lovecraft that is outside of the Cthulhu mythos and sort of more like, would the Rats in the Walls be a good example of that? Because that's a fantastic story, and it's really sort of not, I don't think it's in the Cthulhu universe or like sort of mythos. Or The Music of Eric Zahn. Have you ever read that one? Unbelievable short story. I should do a Lovecraft stream sometime, but I have to go back and reread a bunch of them so I can refresh my memory. what's a Lovecraft? Is that an AI? Stephen Ransom says, I listened to the epic Out of Almighty Loki's Berserk summary. Almighty Lolly? Epic cut of Almighty Lolly's, or Loki, or maybe you mean, yeah, Berserk summary, 22 plus hours of greatness. I've never even heard of that. Did they do that on YouTube? Is that a YouTube video? That sounds insane. I don't know if I would be able to listen to that. I read all of it. Man, maybe I'll check it out. The Rats on the Walls, The Alchemist. Yes. What's the other one? Oh, The Cats of Ulthar. That's a creepy one. I kind of agree with you, Bass Player. Not really. I think the Cthulhu stuff is more fun. And Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, I have some. I can show you. Let me go back. I have some Poe. It's coming up. That Poe shit's coming up. Let's go to it. Let's go to it. Let's go to it. Here's Poe. Here's Edgar Allan Poe. So on the left, now guys, do you have it? Does anybody have these? These are really, really cool Barnes and Noble exclusive, like hardcover sort of vinyl books collections. So I got all of Dune, the complete tales and poems of Edgar Allan Poe, and then I have all of Jules Verne's stories, like 7 short stories or 7 short novels. Flamenco says good background noise for the Almighty Lolly. I haven't listened to that guy in a while, so I have to. I'm sure I'm missing out on some good videos. YouTube channel does a great job of. Oh, okay. So he documents all of Berserk. It's actually kind of epic. I guess maybe he gets into like some of the lore and like maybe talk. That's a good idea. I'll check it out. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, these are really cool. Then I have Dune again. Oh, Edgar Allan Poe is a beast. Then we have Dune Messiah. Then we have Children of Dune and God Emperor Dune. I haven't read. Oh man, I haven't read any of these yet. I've read parts of Dune Messiah here and there, which I need to get around to. I was gonna do this after watching the second movie of Dune, and then just kind of do a whole stream about it. Anyway, then we have another Robert Heinlein book, Blood Meridian. Somebody mentioned this earlier. Cormac McCarthy, Blood Meridian. Excellent book. They've been trying to make this into a movie for a while. Very difficult to make. A very violent movie. The genre of this would be probably, I think it's called splatterpunk. Splatterpunk. It's like sort of like hyper grotesque violence, but also sort of like sort of, you know, elevated violent dramatic storytelling. And then Frank Herbert wrote The Dragon in the Sea, another book. I haven't read it yet. But then down here, just some books on screenwriting, movie stuff, The Dark Knight script, screenplay, movie books about movies. This is LaDainian Tomlinson. And then I have, yeah, so that's that one. But I'm telling you, man, Poe is fantastic. A little bit about Poe for a second. The Fall of the House of Usher is my favorite Poe story. And unfortunately, they're adapting it. Let me show you what they're doing to it, actually. Let me show you what they're doing. We'll take a little bit of I only have a couple more pictures left. And then you can rate my collection. But look at this. Ready for this? Look at this. Look at this crap. I gotta find the actual. Now, Fall of the House of Usher is like a gothic horror kind of thing. Trying to find images of it. Upcoming. The fuck? Anyway, It's just they're modernizing it. Oh, I'm gonna find it. Hold on. Oh wait, Poe. Oh, this is cool. Let me show you this. First of all, this movie is fantastic. It's called The Fall of the House of Usher, but it's a 1928 silent film, French film. Probably the best silent film I've ever watched in my life. It's actually incredible. It's literally some of the best silent photography filmmaking of all time. Anyway, really, I was hoping they were going to channel some of this in the new movie. Unfortunately, look what they did instead. They turn it into a modern day. This is Netflix, by the way. Look at this guy in a t-shirt. What is going on? There's a dude in a t-shirt. None of this should be. This just looks so wrong to me. Okay. Then you have, you know, and what is going on, guys? Look, I don't care if women are in movies. And I don't care if black people are in movies. I have to say this for the millionth time. But what are we doing? This is just, what the fuck is going, what am I looking at? Why is she wearing, what is she wearing? This looks nothing like Edgar Allan Poe. I'm disappointed because this is the guy who did The Haunting of Hill House, which I liked. And then he did the Midnight Mass, which is a really good TV show. Midnight Mass. I like it a lot. Good acting. Mostly good because of the acting. But this is just this looks like an insult to Edgar Allan Poe. The Pit and the Pendulum. Yep. Telltale Heart. Why I hate the black. I don't hate the black. I hate the try hard forced diversity stuff. And I will determine if it's try hard or not. That's just because, you know what I mean? We can't all agree. Sometimes something that seems try hard to me won't bother you, vice versa. It's sort of like, I don't know, man. This whole race and like diversity stuff is like a Rorschach test. Like sometimes it just like, I'll know it when I see it. You know what I mean? And this just looks like cringe. Why did he make it modern? Like, why? Didn't need to be. It was incredible gothic horror. But whatever. Anyway, that's that. What's going on with the chat? I'm colorblind. I am colorblind. I'm colorblind because Martin Luther King told me to be. Listen to your heroes. Anyway, let me go back to the another one. Okay. Now, this one. This is an interesting shelf. I don't know why, or I don't even organize these properly, but whatever. So on the left side, I have a little bit of a C.S. Lewis collection. I have his original. I have his, you know, Chronicles of Narnia books. I have his Mere Christianity, which is a book on Christianity. Really good book. And then I have one is called this C.S. Lewis. What the hell is this called? It's about a conversation with the devil. It's really good. I can't read it, and I can't remember the name of it. It's not the Scarlet Letter. It's something like that. But it's really good. And then this book is called Out of the Silent Planet. Let me just tell you this, guys. This is what we have here is there was a period of time where C.S. Lewis and George I can't even talk tonight. J.R.R. Tolkien. Drink my coffee. there was a period of time where they were like not competing, they weren't competing, but they were sort of challenging each other to write these like stories apart from the ones that they've been writing, like Lord of the Rings and Chronicles of Narnia. So they decided on one of them was going to tell a story about time travel, and the other one was going to tell a story about space travel. And it turned out that Tolkien, I can't remember who decided on what, but he was the one who decided he was going to write about time travel. And what he did was he wrote a story about essentially, I guess, modern day. It takes place in the modern day, and there's these two characters who are ancestors of Numenorians from the Second Age, from the Tolkienian lore. And it's this weird sort of time travel thing. I don't think he ever finished it, and I actually never read it. But it sounded like a really good idea, and I've always wanted to like read some of it. Thank you, Flaccid. And Steven. The Screw Tape Letters. So that's that. And then C.S. Lewis, I don't know if you guys even know this, but he wrote a trilogy, space opera trilogy. Straight up, this guy. Oh, dude, the guy's name is Ransom, I think. Isn't that his name? I don't think it's Stephen Ransom. Anyway, he goes to, I want to say Venus. I think it's actually Venus. He goes to Venus, and there's these aliens on the planet, and there's this whole structure, alien civilization, that's like very, very, very heavily inspired by like religious, like I think the Old Testament and like, you know, God. I think God even is like an embodiment of one of these aliens. There's these. I was like 15 when I read it, and I can't remember much of the plot. Out of the Silent Planet. It's a good book. I recommend it. It's just really cool, and like I hope they do a movie someday because I think it would be really fun. I just hope they don't. You got to keep the allegory stuff. Anyway, so that's my C.S. Lewis collection. Then I have Lord of the Rings. I have way more Lord of the Rings books here, but I think I took them out recently and I forgot to take a picture of them. But I have so many. These are old. These are when I was like 9 years old. I had The Hobbit and I was reading it. And then I remember in 6th grade when I was, how old are you in 6th grade? I don't even remember. 12? I might have been 12. And I was reading The Fellowship of the Ring and The Two Towers and The Return of the King with all my friends. And there was a race to get to the end of the book. And I think my one friend who's like a genius finished the book and like finished the whole trilogy in like 2 weeks or something. Or like a week and a half. I can't remember. I do have the Silmarillion. And I have, oh look, it's right behind me. I can't show you, but I have The Nature of Middle-earth, which is a newer book that came out recently. It's a documenting sort of a Natural Geographic version of the Middle-earth. Very good book. And then I have a book called The Making of Middle-earth, which is another really good book. All these cool little tidbits about Tolkien and like his linguistic, obsession and all these things about it. Really, really good stuff. Anyway, I have the Silmarillion somewhere too. Then we got the Odyssey. We got George R.R. Martin's the first book, Game of Thrones, which is really good. That's the only one I've ever read. The Odyssey is fantastic. Then I have Dante's Inferno, which is amazing, by the way. In college, I wrote a whole thesis on the Inferno. Actually, I wrote a whole thesis on the first 8 stanzas, I believe, like the first page and a half of the Inferno. And, about the road, he steps off the road, and then there's like, him and Virgil, and just the whole beginning of that is, I should pull that essay out. It's a good essay. What was I saying? I'm getting brain damage, just like existing. That's what happens, guys. If my curse is that I exist and I get brain damage. Watership Down, absolute masterpiece. One of the best books I've ever read in my life. One of the best books ever. It's about bunny rabbits. It's about bunny rabbits. And it's literally like, well, when you're like 13, 14, you're reading this book, it's kind of mind-blowing because you don't realize how, I don't know, when I was that age, that was a little, you know, after the period of time where I was obsessed with animals my whole childhood, and I, you know, Land Before Time, all these movies and stuff, you know, Great Mouse Detective. And this is the first book that I sort of read that was serious and not just like some sort of shitty kids book. And I couldn't believe that this society of rabbits that had like philosophy and sort of like a political intrigue and like adventure and everything, all this stuff existed with rabbits, like done with rabbits and not with people. And I was like, wow, dude. And like, it really kind of shocks your imagination. It makes you think, what if animals have these thoughts? And like, what if animals actually have all these like things going on in their lives that like we're not aware of? It really, really, really good book. Oh yeah, the animated movie is also really good. And it's depressing. Clash of Kings, I've not read it. Oh wow. Yeah, dude, it's just so good. Awesome book. Oh, it looks like a lot of people here have read it. That's interesting. Highly recommend it. And then on the right here, I don't even know what this is. Some book. H.P. Lovecraft, I think. But look, Lord of the Rings, guys, man, when I was a kid, I had, like I said, I was like 12 when I read them. And then I was like 2001. How old was I? How old was I? In 2000. Wait, Lord of the Rings was 2001, right? The movie. I was 12 when that movie came out. Or 11. Maybe 11. But I saw it in theaters and it was my favorite thing in the world for about 4 years. I had Lord of the Rings birthday parties where I would invite my friends over. Now, the one birthday party I had was epic. Okay. Like 7 of my friends came over and we had our little fellowship and we each had a character. And then we played Lord of the Rings Monopoly. We played Lord of the Rings Risk. We played video games. I think the Game Boy Advance had a game that I was like showing my friends that I got. Dude, I think it's called The Two Towers. Is that the one? Or no. Do you guys remember what video game I'm talking about? It was on the Game Boy Advance and it's a dungeon crawler and it's amazing. I think it might be The Two Towers. Anyway, great game. And then my birthday party. So we had my parents would make like Lord of the Rings food, like lembas bread and shit. In my basement, I had a Gollum cave in my crawl space that I made with like fake rocks and like the ring was in the back. And it was like a scavenger hunt kind of. We all dressed up. We went outside. My dad set up archery competitions and spear throwing competitions. We were all like 12. And then we also, so we did that and we had like awards and things, and like I think I gave out awards like Lord of the Rings Lego sets and shit for the winner of the archery thing. And then overnight we would spend the night outside in the camper with all my friends, and we would just stay up all night and talk about Lord of the Rings all night. Didn't even sleep. And then like we went to school the next morning or something. Anyway, that was like one of my favorite birthdays ever in the history of birthdays. You know what I mean? There was a PlayStation Lord of the Rings game. No, I'm not talking about that one. Tell us your story. Tell us your story, precious. Yes. I haven't done Gollum in a while. I don't remember how to do it. And also I can't do anything right now. I think I have a brain aneurysm. I don't know, guys. I've just been like feeling lazy lately. Not feeling like streaming. Unless I drink. But, oh, quick insert. I think going forward, I'm going to pick a day of the week, like Wednesday or Monday, probably one of those 2 days. I have to decide because I might be doing a regular appearance on like 1 or 2 other streams. So I have to like figure that out first. And then I can pick which day I'm going to stream every week. So you guys aren't like, when's Lofty going to stream? Because I feel like that annoys everybody. It's like I randomly pop up on a Monday or a Tuesday. I have to pick a day of the week. It's probably going to be Monday or Wednesday, and I will announce it within the next couple weeks, and I'll just do that every week instead of randomized days. Help be more consistent. Coffee. Yeah, I know I need to get another coffee cup, but I don't feel like leaving because if I leave, then you're going to be like, Lofty's pulling an XQC. He's just, although I should play XQC in the background while I leave, and then it would one of his streams, and then it would negate the whole like problem of me babysitting you with React content or non-React content. I'm gonna do it because I want to get another coffee. I actually have a be right back screen. But let me finish my story. Anyway, that was my Lord of the Rings parties, and then like, yeah, Wednesdays are good because like not a lot of people stream that Wednesday until like, oh, and then there's midweek hump is at like 11 p.m. like way late at night. So I can do like at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Wednesday. Oh, giveaway. Oh, thank you, Scaly One. Yeah. I'm gonna start doing regular giveaways, and you know what? I have other plans too. I'm not gonna announce all of them, but I have. I'm gonna start doing that. You're right. I struggle because I don't know how to pick people. I have to like download all your names or something, and then like, I always struggle with that. But I'm gonna start doing it. Thank you for reminding me. Anyway, Lord of the Rings, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, the movies we watched. We would also watch the extended editions. It would be, so the movies would be playing the whole time, right? We would be playing Monopoly, Risk. Some of us, like 4 of us, play Monopoly. The other 4 play Risk, and then the movies would be playing in the background. Dude, you guys, I'm sure you guys have birthday parties similar to that. Maybe not Lord of the Rings, but like, you know, but dude, Lord of the Rings is probably the most influential book in my life. Other than that, I'm trying to think. The most influential book I've ever read on my life. Wow. That's a deep question. I just asked myself the question. I just came up with the question, and now I stumped myself. I don't know. I can't think of another one. Lofty, are there engines for that? Yeah, maybe there's engines for that. I can pick. I can do that. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, that's my Lord of the Rings hobby when I was a kid. I'm telling you guys, that Lord of the Rings 2 Towers game on Game Boy Advance is a masterpiece. Let me go back here. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, I have a couple more. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a coffee. I'll be right back, and you guys can peep at my games. You can't even see these, can you? Oh, maybe you can read these while I'm gone. If you squint, you might be able to read the titles. But I'll be up. Nah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna put my be right back screen on. Give me 2 minutes. I'm getting a coffee. And then we have like 3 more photos. I have my manga. I have other books that I've really, really, really like, and I want to talk about my top 5 favorites after I come back. So I'll be right back. Play some BG3. Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, okay. I love that game. Game's amazing. But I'll be right back. Oh no! Uh-oh. Uh-oh, hold on. Why didn't that work? Wait, let me try it again. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm back. Okay. I actually got a, whoops. Gotta play my music again. I got a whiskey. Because whiskey, you know what? Whiskey actually gives me a little bit of a boost of energy. Oh, you hear that? That's my Pepsi, because I'm a fucking, I don't want to say bad words anymore on stream, because sometimes I get demonetized. Oh, I could say pussy. Oh, I'm a pussy. Gotta drink Pepsi and whiskey. No, I can drink whiskey, but I don't like drinking Jack Daniels. Just like, great. Kind of shitty. Shake off the DTs. What's that mean? Cheers, Steven. Are you drinking too? Let me go back to this. Oh, yeah, these are all my games, guys. My game magazines. I'm telling you, I'm gonna review some of these. Whether it's on stream, or if I do like a funny ASMR thing, or I just make a video. I don't know yet. Let me go back to my list. This. Oh boy. Okay, so. Whoops. This is just a collection of random books that I highlight. A lot of these are really good. Let's start at the top. Fahrenheit 451 is my, oh boy, one of the best books of all time. Also a decent movie adapted by Francois Truffaut, who is a French filmmaker, but he adapted this into an American. I'm sure you guys have seen clips from it. I can't remember when it was released. Below that is a book called I Am Legend, but it's the original Robert Matheson book, right? That the movie's based on, which is totally 100% different than the movie. 100%. Yeah. Fahrenheit 451. Okay, let's talk about these a little bit each. I Am Legend, first off, is way more about vampires and way more of like this kind of fucked up horror survival book. It's different. The movie turned it into sort of a Will Smith action movie, and I don't like what they did with it. I think the movie has sort of generic filmmaking Hollywood, didn't love the movie really. But the book's fantastic. Really cool, really creepy ending. Also, Richard Matheson wrote a book called The Incredible Shrinking Man, which I think I have down at the bottom there. You see it down here, which is a really good book about a guy that shrinks. Remember Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Whoa, speaking of nostalgia, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Are you kidding me? When I was a kid, I watched that movie about 50 times. When you were kids, guys, did you sit there all day after school and just rewatch the same 10 movies over and over again like I did? I did. My movies were Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, over and over and over and over again. I watched it a million times. I used to rewatch all the animated ones, obviously, Five Goes West, all those animated movies. But I would watch Jurassic Park on repeat a million times. When I got it for my birthday one year, I think my 14th birthday or something, I got Jurassic Park on VHS. No, The Lost World I got on VHS, and I cried. There's a video of me screaming and crying because I was so excited about The Lost World on VHS. It's funny. I'll never release it because it's embarrassing. But anyway, yeah, that other movies I did that with too. What else did I rewatch a million times? Toy Story. You know what I mean? I'm sure everybody had that phase. Hook. Oh, good. Joshua Gonzalez's Hook. That's a good one. Wizard of Oz. Nice. Top Gun. Oh, I still do. No. I still do the same thing. When, even like every year, probably once a year, I'll rewatch the movie Unbreakable. It's one of my favorite movies to rewatch. Just puts me in a good mood. And then the movie Lost in Translation is another one. And then Kill Bill, I rewatch probably multiple times a year. Same with The Matrix. Same with Jurassic Park. The Matrix, Kill Bill, and Jurassic Park are the three. When people say, what's your favorite movies? Right? When somebody says, hey, what's your favorite movie? I tend to pick one of those three as an answer because I've seen them more than any other movie. And I think they're all perfect. I think Jurassic Park is a perfect movie, and I think it's better than the book, actually. And I think The Matrix is a perfect movie, and Kill Bill, Volume 1. But my real favorite movie of all time, like, if I had to pick a favorite movie that I think is like the greatest thing ever made, is probably either maybe Apocalypse Now, maybe like Andrei Rublev, which is a Russian film about Andrei Rublev and this sort of religious epic, or In the Mood for Love, Wong Kar-wai. A lot of like I don't know. I have a lot of movies that I think are like masterpieces that like. There's a difference between favorite and best, in my opinion. But anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, books. So anyway, Fahrenheit 451. Excellent. It's so prophetic. My favorite part of the book is when they are talking about, I think it's towards the end, when they're talking about the fact that books are outlawed and are sort of seen as like, it's almost like I hate doing these stupid Trump comparisons, but like, it's almost like being a Trump supporter. In a weird, I'm trying to think of another comparison. It's just that's the only one that I can think of, where you can secretly admit it to other people that are also secretly Trump supporters in your life. But you have to keep it a secret. And if you're like with a group of people at your job or something and you start talking about it, like people start looking at you weird. Anyway, the book Fahrenheit 451 is like, it's like that with books. And at the end, there's this sort of metaphor for that, where all of the people in this camp, because the books are burned, if I'm remembering this correctly, the books are all gone. So these people have dedicated their lives into memorizing every word of a single book. So you have like a bunch of people, right, in this community, and they all like picked a single book that they like, and they memorized it word for word. And I think they were like Shakespeare and all these books. I can't really remember what some of the books were, but I just thought that was a really cool idea. So they can recite it to each other, you know. If I had to memorize that's an interesting question. Chat. If you had to memorize a book word for word, and that was like your responsibility because of you were in the book, you were in Fahrenheit 451. Which book would it be? And here's, I would probably pick a book that I like. It would have to be something that I really like, and I wouldn't be able to do a Shakespeare. It's too many fucking words. It would for me, it would probably be, I didn't even talk about The Hobbit, but it would probably be The Hobbit, because it's just such a perfect story, man. And it's also fun to like tell that story as like an orator, you know, sort of like a passed down generational epic tale of adventure. But The Hobbit is my favorite Tolkien book. I like it better than Lord of the Rings. I read that when I was like 13, and I did a report on it in middle school. And it's just a masterpiece. That's probably what I would pick, and I feel like everybody would appreciate that I picked it, because it's something that, you know, and we're not, you know, we're not living in 451 right now. Like the book, none of these books are banned. Some people think it exaggerate that kind of a little bit to the point where, but we're living in Fahrenheit 4. We're living in Ray Bradbury's timeline in sort of this dystopian censorship situation. Then we have, I want to talk more about Bradbury, but I'm gonna finish. John Keats, by the way, Bright Star, fantastic movie. Jane Campion directed it. She's a female, probably one of the best female directors of all time. Bright Star is about John Keats and his lover, and his tragic ending, and his poetry. His poetry is unbelievable. I'm a big fan of John Keats' poetry, romantic poetry. The Bell Jar, Sylvia Plath, kind of a feminist book. It's actually a really good book. Rashomon. Now, all this stuff I probably read in college. I think I read all these in college. Rashomon I read by myself. This is the short story that the movie is based on, the Akira Kurosawa movie. 1950. Kurosawa started his Jidaigeki series of filmmaking, 3 decades of, well, there's the term Jidaigeki, I think I'm pronouncing it right, is stories that that are about like the samurai era of in that kind of time. And Rashomon is one of the best, and it's about if you ever seen the movie the Last Duel with Matt Damon and Adam Driver, or any movie like it where there's alternate perspectives of what the truth is. So like who's telling the truth, and it goes to different points of view. That's Rashomon. It kind of invented that kind of filmmaking, really. It also was the first shot. I think it was the first time ever a filmmaker has filmed the sun on camera, I believe. And he did it through like leaves of tree leaves, like canopy. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's one of the big trivia things about that movie. Children of Men. Yeah. Anyway, that's Rashomon. And we have Dan Shawn's book. Dan Shawn is a modern day sort of Stephen King-esque writer, except he's more kind of realistic. He's a good writer. Light Between Oceans. It's never mind. Cormac McCarthy's The Sunset Limited is a really good book about two male characters who meet, one black, one white. They did a movie with Samuel Jackson and Tommy Lee Jones. It's called The Sunset Limited. Incredible Shrinking Man is really good. Under the Skin, incredible novel. This also is a great movie with Scarlett Johansson. Science fiction movie by Jonathan Glazer. Really, really creepy. She's this sort of alien creature that has the skin of a human. It's a good art film. It's sort of artistic and weird, like very David Lynchian. Then we have Devil in the White City. Haven't read it. Then we have Don DeLillo again. Point Omega is about a cinephile. And then we have The Disaster Artist, which is Tommy Wiseau. Book about Tommy Wiseau. Most likely, actually, I'm reading chat. Most likely and actually happening, worst aspect of everything. Yeah. Full Frontal. Yeah, Full Frontal ScarJo. Yep, there's a book. Boobs? Yeah, boobs. Here with 1,000 Faces, Joseph Campbell. I've read this. I I can't say I read it because when I did read it, I was like, I don't know, maybe 15 years old, and I didn't really comprehend much of it, but I understand sort of the archetypal kind of. I need to go back and read it again, and now that I'm older and understand sort of that kind of storytelling component of fiction and sort of, you know, our lives and intersecting of all these different archetypes. And then Benjamin Button, really good. Oh, and then I have World War Z. I could go on a 1,000,000-hour rant about the movie being shitty. The movie's terrible. Okay. This movie sucks. This movie is nothing like the book. The movie itself is not even good. Even if they didn't do the book, it's not even a good zombie movie. It has like 3 good scenes maybe. But the zombies behave like ants, which is stupid. They're supposed to be slow, which is better than CGI, rubbery, horribly, you know, designed like ant-like behaving zombies where they just pile on top of each other. Terrible. One of the worst zombie movies, in my opinion. Brad Pitt's okay. There's a stupid plane crash that's unrealistic. There's another part where some guy kills himself with his own gun. It's retarded. The book is literally a masterpiece. Okay, the book is written by Max Brooks. Do you guys know who that is? You might be learning a lot today. Max Brooks is the son of Mel Brooks, the Young Frankenstein, and in Tights. You know, Blazing Saddles. The filmmaker, his son's name is Max Brooks, and he wrote World War Z. Anyway, it's a series of interviews. It's a collection of interviews, post-apocalyptic interviews of people who survived sort of this zombie apocalypse, reflecting on it and how traumatic it was. And it's all these different vignettes all over the world. And, you know, the main one takes place in New York City. There's an epic zombie battle in New York City with the military and a bunch of zombies. And then there's like, my favorite one though is in Japan, where this blind guy is literally like running around in the middle of the wilderness in Japan killing zombies. But it's sort of realistic in a weird way. Anyway, the whole book is like a series of vignette interviews that would have been actually incredible for a television show. But they fucked up and they made a movie and they got rid of that whole concept. Didn't like it. Terrible. He also helped design an ultimate zombie rifle. Oh shit. History of World War I. Oh, I didn't even know what that is. Yeah, Brad was trying. Look, I like Brad Pitt. I like Brad Pitt. He's one of my favorite actors. He might actually be my favorite actor. I don't think he's the best actor. I think if I had to put him in a category, it would probably be beneath it would be like in the second tier. I probably would put people like Daniel Day-Lewis and maybe Robert De Niro like above Brad Pitt in terms of performing, but in terms of his characters and in terms of his iconic characters and his history and the amount of movies he's been in that are awesome, yeah, he's up there. He's up there for me. And DiCaprio, him and Leonardo DiCaprio, man, are probably my top 5. And Colin Farrell and Joaquin Phoenix. That's my top 4. Joaquin Phoenix, Colin Farrell, DiCaprio, and Brad Pitt. That's my top 4. I love all their movies. Anyway, I'm a rambling. My brain is what's the word? ADHD. Tales of H.P. Lovecraft is all his really good short stories. Really good short stories. This is a picture of Ichiro Suzuki from the Seattle Mariners and the Miami Marlins. I got his card where he had 3,000 hits, career hits. And then down here is just a collection of annual world's best science fiction from I think it's I think it goes from 1980 to 1989. And it's like, I read the first one, but one of these days I'm just going to read all these because like this is like an endless supply of like great science fiction stories. I got this at a yard sale. You know what I mean? Science fiction's the best. I don't think this is a hot take. I think science fiction is the best genre for books, period, ever. Speaking of science fiction, down here I have 2001: A Space Odyssey. Oh, The Body Problem? Yeah, The Three Body Problem. No, I did not read that. Phoenix and Gladiator is so fucking good, Steven. I missed some chats. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Then we have Macbeth, which is one of my favorite Shakespeare story. I love this. The Tempest is okay. It's another Shakespeare. Macbeth is my favorite Shakespeare story. It's just the most. It's the most iconic. Like, you know, the Three Witches. Now, this is an interesting little tidbit. When I was in college, my senior thesis, like my whole project that I had to build up and like before I graduated, because I was doing digital media studies and also film studies as a major. I sort of double majored, but I had to combine it into some sort of thing. So what I did was I helped my one professor write a book about teaching film in the classroom. And like, this is a very deep topic, actually. You guys go to school and where they would like show movies in the classroom and like talk about like whatever history class or English class or whatever, or psychology class or whatever class you're taking, and then they would like relate it to the course material. Well, we were writing a book about teaching film in a way that supplements one curriculum. So let's say English, for example, English literature. That was a chapter that I chose and I wrote about, and then supplementing it with another art form that kind of complements it in an interesting way. So I wrote a whole chapter on Shakespeare, teaching Shakespeare in the classroom with cinema. And I chose the movie Throne of Blood to highlight, which is a Akira Kurosawa adaptation of Macbeth. And it's interesting because that movie is like, you know how people get pissed off when it doesn't stick to the source material? Sometimes, like, it's like, oh, you didn't do exactly what the book did, one for one. Well, in Japan, you can't do that with Shakespeare. You really can't do that because if you set this in the medieval times, right, in Shakespeare, you have to tell a story that's slightly different because of the political nature of that book. And not only that, but the Three Witches in that, the prophecy, that they prophesize his death and betrayals. There is no such thing as witches in Japanese culture. It's shamans and forest spirits and things like that. So they turned it in the movie. They turned it into an old man that is sort of this specter or this shaman, but they do it in a way that like keeps true to the original source material, and it's a really, really great adaptation, and it has the same themes and everything. But one of the best Kurosawa movies, top 3, is Throne of Blood, Seven Samurai, and then High and Low, which is a detective story or a criminal sort of thriller. But Throne of Blood is everybody watch it. I don't know what these are on the right. These are like old poetry books. These are old poetry books. I wrote another thing I did in college, guys. Stephen Ransom says Japanese adaptations can only comment on Shakespeare. Yeah, you got to change it up a little bit. It's a different culture. Douglas Adams. Yep. That's another good one. I've only read Hitchhiker's Guide. My whiskey. But what was I gonna say? Oh, dude. Okay. When I was in college, I went through a phase where I started writing poetry, and I got pretty good at it, and I was gonna like focus on it as like sort of a passion, and then I kind of realized that our society is like sort of and not like it's not like poetry is dead, but it's pretty much dead. It doesn't, I guess it's dead, but like you could still write poetry, but it's just like, I don't know, man, you can't really do much with it, but I love it. I fucking love it. I wrote a lot of nice sort of I can't describe the style that I was kind of working with, but it was more like it was sort of symbolic imagery, very like vivid poetic imagery. That's kind of the stuff that I like. Anyway, one of these days I'll do a whole poetry stream, and I'll probably read some of my poems. Some of them are going to be cringe and weird, but some of them are really good. I came in third. I don't know exactly. I think I came in because it was like a top 5 thing, but I came in the top 5 in the nation one year for a poetry competition in college. And I have a couple published poems and books and things like that. But I love writing poetry. One of my goals in life is to write a poetic complementary poetic poem anthology of poetry that reflect the themes and symbolism and imagery of Wong Kar-wai, who's a Hong Kong filmmaker, and his entire filmography. I want to write a poem for each one of his films and kind of reflect the themes back and then sort of talk to each other. But I love it. Anyway, one time I wrote a poem where I had to take all the books. I had to take it was a really fun exercise. I had to take lines from books and I had to smash them together into an epic sort of poem, like a Gilgamesh sort of, or a Beowulf sort of style poem. And it took me like a month, and it turned into this really epic story. I used shit from like Nietzsche and the Bible and shit, and like turned it into this really epic story of like angels and monsters, and it's epic. Anyway, fun stuff. I'm rambling. I'm a VTuber, already cringe. That's true. Longfellow, and I'm not a Longfellow. No, my favorite poets are W.B. Yeats and John Keats and Walt Whitman, and those are the top 3 probably for me. Probably. But that's that. Then we got get this. Oops. I'm really bad at streaming. I just like shrink and resize things. I don't think I'm even doing it right. I have a bunch of manga. I only started collecting manga recently, but everyone said that the Promised Neverland manga is way better than the anime, so I got it. I'm starting to like read it. It's really good. It's kind of depressing because the fucking mangaka, the guy who wrote this, is kind of a dick, sort of a snob, and I think he's the reason why the anime is terrible. For example, he said that he didn't even like part of his story, so he told the anime to like cut that part out of the anime. And by doing that, I could be wrong about this. Somebody correct me. But by doing that, it took the first arc of the show, skipped the middle, and then went to the end, and sort of ruined the whole thing. So that's Promised Neverland. So I really like it. About orphans. And another story about an orphan is Battle Angel Alita. Really fucking good comics. Oh my god, really good manga. Part of the reason why I'm interested in stories about orphans is because I'm writing a comic, or I write currently about an orphan, or actually about 3 orphans. And I kind of wanted to get into their head and the mindset, and trying to read a bunch of stuff about orphans. And then another one, Made in Abyss, about orphans. Made in Abyss is a really, really, really good anime. The manga's okay. No, the manga is really good also, but the anime is just so much better because the music and the animation and the voice acting. What's chat saying? Is that the dragon attacking Godzilla? No, that is Rathalos from Monster Hunter. That is Rathalos. You can't really see it. It's a dragon. And then that is Big Daddy from that's the Big Daddy from BioShock. Monster Hunter is my favorite video game. So franchise. So that's why I got that. Then we have Death Note, dude. This is the best manga I've ever read. Whoops. No, besides Berserk. Death Note's the second best manga. It's such a fucking brilliant story. And it's so overrated that it's underrated. Does that make any sense to anybody? It became so popular that it became a cliche to like be a fan of it. So now it sort of like doesn't really, people were like, you know, people make fun of it, but it's literally one of the best mangas ever written ever in the history of manga, in my opinion. I mean, I haven't read a ton of manga, but it's like watching the movie, I don't know, like Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, and then saying it's like, you know, one of the best crime thrillers of all time. Not having seen all of the crime thrillers, but you still can tell it's like a fucking masterpiece. That's kind of what it's like. And then it's just so good. Kind of breaded. Wrong Death Notes? What do you mean wrong Death Notes? I got the black edition. I like it. What is going on? You making fun of me. Made in Abyss, I could watch that just for the world building. Oh, dude, the world build. Don't even get me started. The background artist worked for Studio Ghibli before they did Made in Abyss. They came over from Studio Ghibli and they did all the background art and the world building. Not the world building. He did that in the manga. But they did the artwork. And it's just some of the best shit of all time. And the weird thing is about Made in Abyss is it started as some sort of like weird small not web comic, but some sort of like, I don't know, parody thing. And then it turned into he was like, you know what? It's kind of a good story. And then he decided to take it seriously. And it's like the story in Made in Abyss. If you guys don't know, it's about an abyss in the middle of the ocean on like an island that goes an unfathomable amount of like into the Earth's like core, sort of like Journey to the Center of the Earth. Actually, we were talking about that earlier. Oh, you know what? That's a good comparison. And every like mile or so you go deeper, there's a new layer that becomes created that you can explore. There's like 7 layers. It's almost like Dante's Inferno a little bit. There's so many fucking literary analogies that that's to me, that's why it speaks to me. Very brilliant idea and concept. But the deeper you go, the more fucked up things happen. And then if you try to get back out of it, the deeper you go, you die. Like, I can't even, how can you explain this without taking 30 minutes? Anyway, it's just great. Don't even, it's just a great anime if you're into like adventure Ghibli stuff. Some of it's a little fucked up. I'm gonna give you a warning. It's kind of fucked up. Violence, very violent. Anyway, damn it, no Lofty. It's a reference to the unbreaded. Oh, hold on, to the unbreaded manifesto called Death Notes. Oh yeah, I forgot that was what it was called. Yeah. Anyway, I was just kind of trying to figure out how to explain Made in Abyss, but it's not working. It's just very fucked up, but it's beautiful, if that makes sense. And then I have this. So all of Berserk, I don't have all of it. I just finished reading 7 recently. I'm going to read 8 in a second. Probably after I'm done, I don't know, gaming. So I have the whole collection. By the way, I have pop figures. Ignore me. These were gifts. My family gave them to me, and I was like, they're cute. It's the Matrix, Morpheus, Trinity, Neo, and then I have Vincent and oh fuck, damn it, Vincent. Pulp Fiction. Vincent Vega, who is John Travolta, and Jules, Vincent and Jules. Yeah, it has a demented villain dead house. You're 100% right. Anyway, Berserk is the best manga I've actually ever read in my life. Death Note is probably like my number 2, maybe. Although it's slowly being eclipsed by Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is probably my number 3, but maybe my number 2. I don't know. That's my top 3, guys. That's why I have the biggest. I own all 3 of these because they're so fucking good. Vinland Saga is one of the best mangas I've ever read. It's just brilliant. It's actually like kind of like Berserk's storytelling a little bit in the first couple volumes. Kind of reminds me of Vinland Saga a little bit. Vikings, Norse culture, very realistic. There's no like Norse gods mythology nonsense. Christianity plays a big role in this, and like anti-war. Great fucking manga. The Lost Children arc is a great arc. I just read Alex Moore. I just read that one, and then I moved on to the fucking torture arc. That's what I call it, the torture arc, where they torture everybody. Oh, excuse me. Oh my god. My allergies suck. Too bad we continue fapping to Golden Age. Yeah, here's the problem. Golden Age is very fappable. The Golden Age arc in Berserk is okay, guys. Let's be real. I've read a lot of books, as we can see. Okay, we're nearing the end of my collection here. I'm not a book enthusiast. Okay, I'm not one of those people that's read thousands of books. I've probably read 150 books ever. I'm not a passionate book reader, but I did read my fair share of books, and I've calculated a total of 1,400 movies that I've seen on my Letterboxd page. Another 500 maybe add to that, because I can't remember all the movies that I watch whenever I'm trying to rate them on Letterboxd. You know, but I've probably seen about 2,000 films in my life. I've probably maybe a little bit more than that. And then I've probably read about 150 books, and I've played a lot of video games. When I say I'm being serious, right? Berserk Golden Age arc might be it might be the most satisfying like storytelling that I've ever read in my life. It's that's how good it is. Like, I know there's snobs out there who are like, maybe you don't have to be a snob to think this, but like people are like, oh, clearly, you know, Hamlet or, you know, Dostoevsky or you know, some novelist has much better storytelling. But I'm just straight up being honest, guys. Like, Berserk's storytelling in the first arc, the Golden Age stuff, is my favorite thing. It's the relationship between Guts and Griffith is just god tier. All of the characters, the ups and downs, God, it's so fucking good. It's so good, man. What is chat saying? They're making fun of me. As you grow older, making time to read books requires more. No, you're not making fun of me. Yeah, it gets more effort. That's true. Mel Brooks, motherfuckers. Excuse me while I whip this out. What are you whipping out? Don't whip shit out. What's this say? Oh, hold on. Jack, the levels of Jeopardy are some of my favorite things about it. I don't know what that means. Oh, you're talking to each other. Look, I'm just being honest, guys. I want to have Lofty's adopted pixels. Whoa! Listen here. I will never give my pixels away. The only person that's getting my pixels are Mrs. Pixels. Who doesn't exist. Wait, can somebody find me a Mrs. Pixels? I need for number. Wait, I'm getting way too far ahead of myself. You know what I need? I just need to fucking find like another person that is a VTuber that I can stream with. I don't know a single VTuber besides besides Horror Amarada, who doesn't even VTube anymore when I stream with her, and Flamenco. Like I'm talking about people that I know. I need to find VTubers to stream with. I want to be friends with VTubers, but I'm number one, I'm a guy. Nobody gives a fuck except Steven Ransom. And then number two, oh, look at Kirby. Look at how fucking adorable Kirby is. Right next to Pennywise. And then Gollum, and then the Jurassic Park Raptor. These are all pop figures. And then, look, I'm ADHD, guys. I can't even focus on one thing. And then, anyway, I just want to find a VTuber to stream with. I can't because I'm not in the community, and I'm not a person that I'm not in some group, Phase Connect or some shit. Nobody wants to stream with guys. Ugh. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Oh, speaking of which, guys, I'm gonna officially start having bigger guests on my streams. I'm talking Nick Rekieta. Okay. Talking Camelot. Talking about Anna, that Star Wars girl. I'm gonna start having like people. I'm gonna use my networking skills to stop being fucking lazy and actually have fun streams on this fucking channel. Even though I like streaming, if I had to just choose, I like streaming solo because I can just interact with chat and it's fun and it's like we can ramble and go on tangents. But I just think, you know what I mean? I think it'd be more fun. Talk to Nick Rekieta next week or something. I don't know, maybe not next week, but like my point is I'm gonna start doing that shit. Fuck it. We're gonna go all in. Okay? We're gonna go all in. I even got, oh, I'm not gonna announce too much shit, but Lofty Letterman, that's my point. I like being a Letterman. I like being a host of a, the fuck, I don't know how to even do YouTube. I suck at it. You know how, do you guys know Griffin Gaming? Do you know who that is? That guy, all that guy does is he just plays a game and talks about shit exactly like what I'm doing. But he's got like 200 people watching him. I don't even know how he got there. I guess maybe if I do this for 4 more years, maybe I'll get there. But like, all I want to do is like talk to people and have fun conversations. I'm a little drunk. I had some whiskey. That's probably why I'm being ADHD. Cotton Council. I'll get Cotton Council on. Wait, I like your streams because you talk to us. Oh, hey, Deadhouse. That's true. I like talking to chat. You know what though? It's hard to talk to chat when you have big, I wish channels like EFAP and stuff would talk to chat more often, but like, I guess it's hard for them to, I don't know. I would probably try to do that as long as possible because it's fun. You know who does that really well? Moist Critical. Moist Critical, like straight up. He just started streaming on YouTube. He stopped streaming on, no, I think he's still on Twitch, but he like just started YouTube. And when he does streams, he'll read any super chat. He'll read, like, he'll just start reading chat. Like he's really good about that. Lofty makes us feel validated. Look, we're all nerds. That's the point of the whole fucking dialogue, isn't it? Talking about books. Oh, look at this. Oh, guys, look at my girl. Oh, I can't zoom in. This is Ram. This is Ram from Ray Zero, but she's in a bee costume. I actually like Ram. I think Ram is a great character, but she's a little too intense for me. A little too intense. And then Ram's is also intense, but not as, like, I feel like I would have to like be emotionally way too involved to like deal with Rem. Do you guys even understand what I'm saying? Oh, her BF, they're dating right now, her and Batman. Batman's, oh, this is a Jay Lee Batman, by the way. Jay Lee is the artist who did so he did the Inhumans, he did an Inhumans run, he did a run of or for the cover of who the fuck else did he do? It was Jay Lee, and I can't remember. Anyway, he's a good artist. He did the whole Gunslinger Dark Knight Marvel run. This is his design, and they made it into a figure. Really cool Batman design. Very realistic shading and things like that. Anyway, oh boy. Anyway, chat, I mean, like, books are great. Look, books are great. Books are great. I think that's it. Like, there's other stuff I wanted to like talk about. Like, for example, let me go back to, oh, here, Bradbury. Bradbury's like, oh god, Bradbury's based. Bradbury's so based. Here's my challenge to everybody here. Oh, Ripa, dude, I want to have Ripa on. Here's the problem. If I can't have Ripa on until I read ISOM, and I can't read ISOM until I buy it. Okay, let me talk about this for a second. Let me talk about this. I can't read ISOM. Quartering sees the whole chat. Hope that isn't painful. What does that even mean? Wait, is Quartering here? No. Oh, I don't think he is. What was I saying? Oh, I can't have Eric July on until I read ISOM, and I can't read ISOM until I can afford it. Here's the problem, guys. I have like maybe 15 close acquaintances that have fundraisers currently going, that are like currently happening. I'm talking Joe Ball, Phil Diaz, Joe Ball's buddy. They have another comic, Rini. You know, like, there's just so many people that and you know, Anna, that Star Wars girl. There's so many people that I know that have current fundraisers. I can't afford to back everybody's fundraiser. And it's like, yeah, I want to get ISOM, but it's like, I want to say, what, 40, 50 bucks to buy both of them. I'm just being patient, you know, I'm just being patient until I also haven't even read Rainey's comic, and I haven't read, so I'm so behind on shit, and I'm in no hurry. So that's kind of where I stand with that. And it's like, yeah, I'll get it eventually, but it's like, just because it's a popular comic book doesn't mean I'm going to automatically, you know, prioritize it. It's hard to get them all. Yeah, you're right, dude. Brandon, people don't understand. Like, I had an actor on recently, and I like that guy's, I couldn't even back that guy's project, although he did, if you remember that interview, he did reach his goal, by the way. So he's going to start filming that pilot of that comedy, and I'll update you guys when that starts happening. But it's like, it's hard. Like, I want to back Drunk 3PO's comic. My music stopped playing. Bothers me. I'm going to start it. Anyway, that's where that's happening. I want to have Eric July on, though. I want to talk to Eric July about, not drama, but I want to talk to Eric July about comic book world building. Guys, I have a fucking massive comic idea that I need to start working on, and it's like, it's bothering me because it's a little bit expensive for me to like take time out of my day to work on it, and then pay an artist and then do a whole fundraiser. It's like, it's kind of a little bit of a scary pursuit. That's why I'm kind of being a bitch about it. Yeah, Rini has good art and shit. I just haven't read her comic. Look, I think she's shipping it now, actually. But my comic idea is so sick. I'm telling you. Oh, it's horror and shit. I got vampires. I got werewolves. Oh man, I got fucking cool monsters. And it's a totally different take on vampires and werewolves that you're not at all. A totally unique perspective on all this shit that I want to talk about. I want to make it. And guys, it's straight up manga. It's manga style. I already have all these characters that in mind, and it would be like a manga horror sci-fi comic. I'm gonna do it, and I have good story. I have a really, really good first chapter, origin story. Then this is all outlined. I have it all outlined. I have everything, beginning, middle, and end, done. I have panels that I've drawn. I have character backstories that are pretty fleshed out. My problem right now is, I don't know if you've ever tried to do a story or a comic or anything like that, but it's very difficult to wrap your head around world building in terms of like coming up with a setting, coming up with a consistent political or religious or whatever kind of society that you're doing, and then incorporating all that shit into your story and then not contradicting yourself, and it's very overwhelming. But I'm probably over analyzing it a little bit, but that's because I want to do an episodic thing where I tell one story and then I have 3 or 4 more that I want to tell like after that. So I have to like kind of plan it out. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I want to make a sort of a violent. Okay, the vibe that I'm going with is sort of like it would be sort of like a combination of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, cross between that and not even remotely that quirky and weird, but sort of that kind of vibe, adventure vibe, and then also actual horror, and then like straight up like horror creature monster genre stuff mixed with some shonen aspects in terms of power level, sort of incremental power level increasing, mixed with, I want to say, Full Metal Alchemist in terms of like serious, taking the story seriously, or maybe Hunter x Hunter, like something like I want it to be a serious story and not like a joke, you know. But dude, some of my characters are fucking sick. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't like teasing people too much. I have 3 main characters. I will say one last thing. I have 3 main characters that I want to do. I want to do an origin story for all 3 of them. However, the main story is my vampire. And then I have essentially it's a Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, or, Killua, Gon, or, any kind of shonen like trio archetype thing that you can imagine. That's kind of what I'm doing because it works. It just fucking works. It's just Todd Howard, guys. But I'm doing it with a vampire, a werewolf, and a Wendigo. So the Wendigo is kind of my take on that whole folklore. But those are my 3 main characters, and they're good guys. They're not bad guys. So they're good. They're good horror monsters. People, characters. Yeah, but like Joseph, I really vibe with like Joseph, Caesar, Gon, Killua. I've an L Light, like, so that's kind of a rivalry, but like friendships, like Guts and Griffith, like that's the shit that I'm really interested in. So that's what I want to like really focus on in my story, like dynamic friendships that are like really, really, really heavy bonding kind of emotional stuff that you can relate to, but also really epic fucking action scenes. So, and horror. Anyway, holy shit. Good guy Wendigo? No, good girl Wendigo. Good girl Wendigo. Hopefully you can get it off the ground. Dude, I'm getting it off the ground. It's moving into the phase where I can start drafting. My hesitation is, like I say a million times, I'm kind of paranoid about fundraising and spending too much money on it. And if people didn't hate me so much, I probably would be less paranoid about it. But I have a reputation. I have a weird reputation, and I'm kind of paranoid that nobody's gonna buy it. Even though I think that most of that shit's a meme, but like, you know, I got to take that into account, you know. Like, some people legit fucking hate my guts for I don't know. Those people are all weird and dumb, but like, they take it too seriously. But they exist. You gotta take that into account. Anyway, oh, speaking of guts, yeah, Guts and Griffith. Damn, dude, it's my favorite character drama. I'm kind of winding down, by the way. I don't really have much more to talk about with books. I'm just kind of being rambling. But I appreciate everybody for sticking around and streaming. That'll be some heavy shit, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be some dark shit. Corner the Wendici market, dude. You don't even know. Yeah, yeah. I am thinking about it. There is no market at the moment. I gotta make it. You finally started Berserk, dude. Good. That's awesome. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to, one last thing, guys, go read, because we're on the topic and I forgot to recommend this. I'm not gonna tell you to read a novel because that's too big of a recommendation. However, there's a short story. There's two. I want you to read in your spare time. Okay, there's two short stories I want you guys to read. One of them is called, oh boy, I gotta pick a good one. I gotta pick two good ones here. Let me pick two good ones. Okay. One of them is called The Long Rain. It's by Ray Bradbury. It takes place on the planet Venus. And it's about these astronauts and their dilemma of being stuck in a rainstorm, torrential rainstorm. And it's really good. It's called The Long Rain. Now, I could recommend a bunch of Bradbury stories, like The Foghorn, which is the origin. If you're a Pokemon fan, the origin of the Pokemon Dragonite is directly inspired by Ray Bradbury. Okay, if you read The Foghorn, and if you watch episode like 5 or whatever that Dragonite episode was in the first season, it's a direct, not a one-to-one parallel of the short story, but it's pretty close. It's called The Foghorn. It's Ray Bradbury. It's about a mythical creature that lives in the ocean, and these two characters like are inside of a lighthouse, and they see it. Anyway, it's really good. So The Foghorn and The Long Rain, Ray Bradbury. Those are my two number one recommendations. There's a million Ray Bradbury short stories. The other one is called, oh man, dude. Well, I don't want to recommend any Lovecraft shit works. There's another author called Ambrose Bierce, and I want to see if I have a picture. I want to see if I have Ambrose Bierce. Hold on. Somewhere. One of these, I have a book. Here it is. Down here, right here. Ambrose Bierce. It's a short novella collection. He wrote a story called The Damned Thing. The Damned Thing. And the DAMNED thing. It's so good I want to spoil it. It's a horror creature kind of short story. He's sort of like an underrated horror writer. Like he kind of channels a little bit of Lovecraft, a little bit of Poe, a little bit of Faulkner. He also died during the Civil War mysteriously. Nobody knows what happened to him. Ambrose Bierce, highly recommend checking out his writing. Holy shit. And I love recommending short stories because people can just read them. They take 20 minutes, you know. It's very easy, and it's good for people to read short stories. It really is. It's healthy. It's healthy. It boosts your creativity. You discover new artists. You know, it's a great recommendation. Short stories are the best. Anyway, that's pretty much all my shit. Speaking of Howard, Robert E. Howard, have not read a single Robert E. Howard book. I'm retarded. He did the Conan, right? Conan, Tarzan, things like that. I know he's supposed to be incredible, but I haven't read anything he's done. I think I'm right about that Tarzan thing. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I guess like I said, I'm gonna try to pick a day, like Wednesday. I might actually stream again later this week. I might have a guest on. I'm not sure if I can. The problem with guests is coordination and things. So if I ever do a guest stream, it might have to be on a random off day. But I'm going to try to pick a day, Wednesday or Monday, to stream. That doesn't conflict with other streams. And I'm just going to settle on it. And we're going to fucking finally do it going forward. But it might be Mondays. I still have to talk with somebody about joining their streams on Mondays and another one on Wednesday. I'm not sure. I have to figure this out this week and then I'll report back. Other than that, yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna just stream. I'm gonna go play Armored Core, guys. It's fucking awesome. Very difficult game, but it's fun. Speaking of Conan, I've never seen Goblin Slayer. I don't really want to. I guess I'll watch it. I need good books. Yesterday, I'd done something I've never done before. I burned my first book. Oh, shit. Somebody said they burned a book in chat. That's kind of shitty. Why would you do that? Because it was so awful. No, look, I've read a lot of bad books. I only buy books that I like or that I want to read. Anyway, what was I going to say? That's pretty much it. Yeah. Yes, so go read The Foghorn, go read The Damned Thing by Ambrose Bierce, and then read The Long Rain by Ray Bradbury. Or yeah, anyway, I could just go on and on. I'm gonna stop. All right, chat. Thank you for playing, hanging out with me and talking about shit and rambling. Lord of the Rings. We went from Lord of the Rings to fucking video games to Brad Pitt. And we wrapped around back to our book discussion. What's a newt? It queer baited me. It turned into a newt. Dude, I actually have another comic idea, and my main character's name is Newt. But I'm not going to get into that story because that's a epic. That's like a 10-year epic fantasy story, and it's not even remotely close to Harry Potter. So I know there's a character called Newt in Harry Potter, but mine is straight up. There's a reason why he's called Newt, and it's totally fucking different. Anyway, but that is an absolute epic, fucking like scope. I can't even wrap my head around trying to write a fantasy story right now. I have to do something simple, but I have a really good idea for one, and it involves, I'll just say this, it involves shape shifting. So that's my gimmick. My main gimmick for this fantasy story, that idea that I've had for 10 years, involves shape shifting, and it involves catastrophic, world-ending, catastrophic world-ending prophecy. Those two things. I'm not going to spoil anything else because that's something that I want to write way later down the line. But anyway, oh, I used to collect newts too, by the way, and raise them from the pond. I love newts. They're cute. They're little cute little things. We are the knights that say nee. We are the Knights of Knee. I just chat's being random. Chat's being random. Talking about Monty Python over here. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you later this week, maybe with a guest stream. I might appear on some other streams and shit. Follow my Twitter and hang out there, and we'll see you around, everybody. Thanks for the member guy, whoever became a member for 5 months. Thank you so much, by the way. Thank you so much. Memberships are available. Like the stream if you can drop a like. Excuse me. And once we get enough, well, I say this all the time, but once we get enough members, I'm going to do members only streams. We're pretty close. We're more than halfway to the point where I would do a members only stream. I would say we're more than halfway there. So anyway, leave a like, leave a comment. Thank you for joining. I appreciate everybody here. And Octavia, thank you so much. Thank you everybody who wasn't commenting but was just kind of hanging out with us. And I'll catch you next time. Go play a game, go watch a movie, go have fun, go watch another stream or something. All right, bye everybody. Bye.